The purpose of this video is to take you on a virtual journey through the EDAR606 site on LEO, which is the ACU Learning Management System. And the intention is for you to begin the process of familiarizing yourself with the LEO site. So once you've logged into EDAR606 on LEO, this is what you will see on your screen. And what I'm going to do now is take you through, very briefly, the different components of the site. So at the top you have the header which tells you what unit you're in, so EDAR606 Arts Education 2, Understanding and Assessing Student Learning. Then at this stage there are 6 other modules that you can see on the screen, six other sections. We have unit information, we have communication, assessment, welcome and introductions, resources, and module 1. Now, as the semester starts, and once we have met you and once you've met us, what we will do is open up modules 2, 3, and 4 so that you have the whole semester ahead of you. But in order to ensure that we start slowly and methodically, at this stage we've only opened up module 1 for you. So what I'll do now is just take you through these individual tiles. So when you click on unit information, this will give you access to the unit outline, which you're obviously encouraged to open, download, and read, and also a copy of the video that you're watching now. You'll notice when you're on this page that there are some buttons at the top. It's called the bread line, and that's another way of navigating through the site. So if I click back on home, it takes me to that first page that we've been looking at. I'm now going to click on the communication tab, and this is going to be really important throughout the course of the semester. So this is where we communicate with each other. So you can pose questions and queries for Gillian and me, and we in turn can also ensure that any important messages are fed back to you. So there are 2 forums in this particular tab. There's the questions and queries for Adam and Gillian, and then the important messages from Adam and Gillian. The next module to have a look at is the assessment module. And in the assessment module, you will find information about assessment number 1, which is a review of literature, and assessment number 2, which is the development of a research proposal. And in this particular section, you'll find the drop boxes where you submit your assignments when they're ready. And as we confirm some of the materials that we're providing to you for these particular assessment tasks, you'll find them in this module as well. So the assessment module is where you go to for information about the assessment tasks. The next module is welcome and introductions. And in here you will find short bios of Gillian and me, and also the first discussion forum that we're all going to be engaging in, which is an introductory discussion forum. And I'll speak a little bit more about that in a moment. We then have the resources module. And again, this is sort of like a rolling module. So, as we progress through the semester, more and more information will be added to it. The way this module works is the particular element or the particular function that you're interested in will be in alphabetical order. So whether it's Google Drive, learning how to learn online, managing your online learning space, and so on. And underneath each of these will be a series of resources that you can access. Now you will be encouraged to have a look at this resource module at various points of the semester. So if there's a little activity that we'd like you to do, and there's going to be some helpful information as to how to complete that activity, most probably the information will be in this particular resource folder. And the final module that we have up and ready for you at this particular stage is module 1. So EDAR606 is based around 4 modules, each 3 weeks in length. And this particular module 1 is a template for how all 4 modules are going to appear to you. So I'm just going to go through this now. And so this is, if you familiarize yourself with this now, you will have a comfortable journey through the unit, because this is what each module is going to look like. So at the beginning we have a number of colored boxes, and these are almost like a very simple basic roadmap through the module. So they're recommendations about how you might prepare yourself to start the module and how you might actually then journey through that particular module. So very simple instructions such as download and print particular documentation, make sure that that you can access all of the readings, the first activity to start with for that particular module. Then we have the activities heading. So in each module, there's going to be a series of activities and tasks for you to complete, such as readings, mind mapping, and other things like that are going to help you through the unit. And so what you're encouraged to do is click on the link that you'll find under the activities heading, and this will open up the activities for that particular module. You're encouraged to download it and print it so that you have it on file. And as you go through those activities, they will sort of step you through what is required of you for that particular module. And it's not like a test, but what it is they scaffold you through the different elements of it, all towards successfully completing assessment number 1 and assessment number 2. You then have the readings for that particular module, and you will notice that these readings come in sort of 2 sections. We have readings and additional readings. The readings, which are in blue and which are called core texts, they are the texts that you are required to read for that particular module in order to upskill yourself to complete the assessment task. And you will notice that they're called core text 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, so on and so forth. And what this is suggesting is that the core text 1, so 1A, 1B, and 1C, it's most probable that you'll find those useful if you complete those in week 1. So core text 1 refers to week 1. Core text 2 refers to week 2, etc., etc., etc. The additional readings are in green, and again, additional core text 2 refers to week number 2, and additional core text 3 refers to week number 3, and that will go through the semester. So you'll have core text 1, core text 2, core text 3, core text 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. The core texts which are in blue, as I said, it is highly recommended that you read those. The additional readings, of course, it is recommended to read them as well, but they're just highlighted in green, so you know that they're not, whilst we want you to read them, it is not absolutely essential that you do. So if you're a little bit time poor, make sure that you're reading the blue ones first. We then have presentations. So the presentations are really sort of opportunities for Gillian and I to provide some material around our research expertise or our interest areas that fit in with the purpose of the unit. So I suppose in a way they're almost like sort of infomercials. They're going to be short and snappy. We think presentations of some interest to you. We then have discussion forums. So the part of the activities, which you will know is when you download this document here, is that there will be, on occasion, a discussion forum to engage with. And that is to develop discourse around the relevant topic. And that'll be communicating with your peers and communicating with Gillian and myself. The forums here are split up into topics, and those topics actually align with the weeks as well. So topic 1 will be week 1, topic 2 will be week 2, and that of course also aligns with the core text. So in week 1 is topic 1 and core text 1. Week 2 is going to be topic 2 and the core text 2, etc. Each of the 4 units is going to be mapped out in this way. So every time you go into a unit, you'll know what you're looking at. You'll know what you're looking for. Another little feature that you might find interesting is that you'll notice down the right-hand side of all of these different activities and resources is a little checkbox. Now, if you like to keep yourself organized in the online space, once you've completed a particular task or you've read a particular reading, you can actually click in the box and it will tick it, and you can then have a look at your what is called a completion report, and you can actually see which activities you have completed, which readings you've read, etc., etc., and ones that you still need to do. And in a few weeks' time, I can take you through how to generate that report. But for those of you who like to be sort of very visually organized in the online space, you might find that a helpful tool to use. So I hope you found this useful, and we look forward to working with you in the unit. And if you have any questions about the layout or any suggestions about the layout, please feel free to contact us via the questions and queries for Adam and Gillian forum.